conference. Nicky Sutton, first-time speaker, first-time delegate to this conference. I'm moving motion 2 on behalf of the National Young Members Forum. I want to start by telling you what this motion is not. It is not an attempt to substitute online campaigning for our work breaking down the barriers disabled members face in participating in union activity. This work must continue to be a priority for us. And it is not about saying that online campaigning is by any way means perfect. Much more needs to be done to improve its accessibility for disabled people. But, conference, many people are already using online communities and social networking to campaign, and many of them are also campaigning through those communities and for the services provided to improve the accessibility. And they are winning improvements. Also, we have seen the growth of the armchair army groups. These are groups set up through social networks such as Facebook. They are created and run by people who cannot participate in some of our traditional activities. For example, marching through a town. Think back to the demonstration we had on March 26th. While many hundreds of thousands of us were on the streets, the armchair army groups were taking other supporting actions. These include emailing MPs, phoning radio shows and commenting on news websites about the action. They got our message out and supported the activity. As I said, absolutely not as a substitute for participation. Obviously, we want as many disabled people to participate in our activities as possible, and we must strive to make sure it is possible for them to do so. But some people, disabled or not, it's simply not possible to be there on the day. The armchair army approach allows them to be involved more directly according to their ability to do so. It is also important we promote information to disabled members about appropriate online campaigning opportunities. If we don't get our voices heard in those forums, we are losing out. Just as importantly, the campaigns themselves are losing out. And wouldn't it be great to have a regular messaging from the National Committee about our campaigns, and perhaps a Facebook page and other online ways of communicating? I have recently seen a Facebook page for young disabled people. I thought that was brilliant. I have also found this a brilliant way to communicate with my own branch and keep in contact. These networks may not be perfect yet, but by getting in there and raising our voices about their accessibility, we can show them how to change for the better. We also know that disability comes with a cost. The cost of being discriminated against, the cost of not being able to get a job, and the cost of essential adaptations, resources, medicines and treatments, etc. All of these add to the pressure on a disabled person's finances and the high level of poverty in a disabled community. For that reason, we believe that training in use of such facilities and access to the technology may be too expensive for many disabled people. That's why we are calling on the National Committee to develop bargaining guidance for branches that calls on employers to provide training and access as necessary. I ask you to support this motion and put the weight of this conference and our National Committee behind getting us plugged into online campaigning and joining social networks. Please support this motion.